What's up everyone? Still in the water, swimming to shore. So the first obstacle of today is to deal with these drowners just ahead of us, and then the plan is to go and speak to our old friend Regis. Try to come up on shore just a bit northwards of them. Right, let's do it. Some quick action today, wasn't it? Righty. Loot up these corpses. Where's the last... Oh, it's hidden in there. Hiding in the bush, what are you doing in there? Sure, there was more than 4. You know what drowners are like, one of them's probably burrowed underground. But yes, I say so the quest today, the plan anyway, is to go and meet Regis at Mere Lacquer's Long Cemetery, and that is just along the coast here, so that should definitely be doable. There'll be a couple of obstacles. Now then, what is that? Okay, there's a bear directly ahead of me. But I tell you what, we'll leave you for a moment. Because I missed something. So obviously I went and did turn and face the strange in the last episode. But the portal that led me into the lab is underneath my boat over there. And there's another cave just underneath me here I seem to have missed. So yeah, so they're the ruins and the portal's in there. Yeah, there is another cave. How the hell did I miss this? And what the hell could be in here? Whoa, it's like a fully submerged underground cavern. Oh. Loot, oh my god, loads of crowns. I'm doubly glad I came to check this now. Bit of ingots, more crowns. Ooh. Locked. Is there a key around here somewhere? I'm hoping there's air in here. Just about. Ah, right, skeletons, but none of them are glowing red, which means they all have the key. Am I missing something, perhaps? Silver emerald ring. No, there's definitely nothing on the riverbed. That was something then, it wasn't. How do we get out of here? It's like a crypt as... because we are next to the cemetery, of course. Creepy music playing and I'm entering there. Yeah, there must be something nearby. Between... there's only literally pretty much started recording exactly where I left off. I did 2 circles of those ruins and found a couple more chests, but there was nothing really in them. So we've got something in there. I'll have to try and remember that. So there's a locked chest in the southernmost cave. I have to go and check that over there, depending on what that is. I'm not sure from here. Looks like a broken down fort of some sort. Okay, let's deal with this bear that's in our way. Probably not the last thing that's going to be in the way. I want to try and get to Regis. Oh my. I think I got beast oil equipped on my sword, but I mean even then, that rend is just ridiculous. When it does that amount of damage, it sort of makes me think and regret not getting it sooner. It's a little bit OP though, I suppose. Something here as well. I imagine this will be a monster nest. Fuck. Didn't think it'd be these though. Oh shit, that's their nest. One down. The other one's in here.
Well, how long are you gonna make me wait?
Further back than I thought. That's bloody another one then. Thankfully not. What? I hate this shit. Go away and don't come back.
Archospores will sprout again. Should destroy the area if I want to get rid of them for good.
Damn straight. Just waiting for one of these times, like the evolution of an Archospore pops out of there. I bloody hope not. I don't think there is something that exists in that sort. Drink up to give my health back. Right. So it's out of Archospores, Dranas, and a bear. Already. And barely even 5 minutes has gone, I don't think. Now then. Now to not deal with a vampire, since Regis is our friend. And a higher vampire at that. He ain't no normal vampire. Now, I'm pretty certain, yes there is. Right, so... tributary here that leads out into the lake. Yes, there is a little hut here. A little doggy. Goodbye.
The days pass. The pile of work remains the same.
That's a fisherman's hut. Cool. Okay, that's fine. I was expecting it to be deserted and riddled with monsters. Happy to be wrong. Bloody locked though. God damn you. Smart fisherman. So that's bloody pheasants and peacocks running around. But if we have a look at our mini-map, okay, so here is Regis. Then there's a little village south of us. A couple of Gwent games. So I shall probably head down to this village after we've spoken to our old friend. It's this way I want to be going. Wolves. Leave the wolves be for now. We've got something.
Regis. Couldn't have picked some other place to meet.
Yeah. Typical of a vampire, ain't it? Only one ghoul. Leaves me a bit curious, really. So I wonder if a lot of these are lootable. That could be a panther, actually. That is a panther. Look, you can see it. That ain't no wolf. I'd rather not fight a panther if I don't have to. Engineer and puck lover solved the most obtuse technical problems in all of the duchy with the grace of a ballerina. Martina Lipinska. I'm not going to read all of them, I'll be here all day. Wait a minute. Sounds like it's below us. Something glowing red. Oh, and something else.
Regis!
Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be. Gotta be another way in around here.
That must be this little thing here. Yeah, look on the mini-map, there's something below us. Just a bit cautious, that panther's getting a lot closer. Can we see down into here? Because this looks like a trap. Oh yeah, look. Oh shit. It's a fucking spider, ain't it? Probably gonna be a spider. Take a blizzard since they're quick fuckers. Going up. Igni at the ready. Come on in, motherfucker. Spring the trap. Oh, it's Kiki Moss! Not seen you in a long time. What is it with monster carapaces?
Kiki Moors. Victuals aplenty around here.
Come on. Thankfully, Kiki Mars not all that difficult to kill. Oh, at least for a witcher, that first soul wouldn't have stood a chance.
Kiki Moor eggs. Need to incinerate these to ash.
I will gladly do that. I have a feeling this got piss off something though. Destroy a nest, usually Mama comes around.
Some stench. Stench.
Oh yeah. Shit. Kill it. And this is a Kikimar warrior. About 5 times bigger than a worker. Thing hitting me took my toxicity right to full look. My bar's gone completely green. I think it's dropping ever so slowly. That must be like an effect. Try and get them to poison you that way by making you over-toxified, as it were. Bloody hell, Regis. Like, hell of a place that you want to meet. Question is, which way do we go? Quest is wanting us to go that way, so I kind of want to go the other way. Oh, okay. You can see in from there. There we go. Well, the light's on, so he must be home. Just gonna heal up. I'm going to use a white honey to get rid of that toxicity. This should top me up. Hopefully. Come on. Little bit more. I really do with getting another level so I can unlock my next mutagen. Right, where am I going? White honey. Here we are. Much better. Chains, something I can't loot. Long route, hello.
Nahal in his eye. Ought to use it.
Heh.
Interesting.
Now, been a long time since I used that. Oh my god, it's a sword there. Castus Forderus. Cool. What is this place? It's going to tell me whose it is. A Knight's Oath. Here rests Sir Ramon of Gikron. On my grave you will not find the likeness of the man who once lived. I gave my heart, soul and body to the knightly craft, and I wish to be remembered as a knight. The symbol of chivalry is a naked sword, and that symbol rests above me. The sword that defended my honour, my friends and my heart. The sword that was closer to me than a brother. The sword that was never stained by the blood of an innocent man. Let it rest on this stone through the ages. And I've just gone and picked it up. I can't put it back. Well, I guess it's going to rest in my stash for the remainder of eternity. Let's have a look at how good it is. Oh, it's not that great. 50% critical hit damage bonus though. £2,000. Very refined sword it looks, doesn't it? Using the hell in his eye though. That's a rare gem. Can I? Ow. So difficult. Okay, right, fuck it, I'm not looting that. Ooh. Ducal Guard Officer's Gear. Regis.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
Well, at least we got that cleared up.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name. Resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Detlef. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Can't you just summon Detlef? You're both higher vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Detlef. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Fair enough. Interesting to see who this particular being is, though.
Covenarius spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Detlef's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned, him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
Seems you misunderstood. I don't want to talk. No, this is a trap trying to get me to confess something.
So, think you've set a nice little trap for me? Sorry. Want to get me to confess? Gonna have to try harder.
I love a challenge. In that case, my ears are cocked. What must I do?
How about you get the ball rolling? Reveal one of your secrets. Vampires, intriguing creatures, must lead fascinating lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Where have you been? What have you been doing? What's it like being dead? Oh yeah, laying not drinking blood, should regenerate. I'd like to ask him all of them.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, but first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand or move on my own. Detlef bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, from my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back. Defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now. Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well-founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlef, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Got a new life, a new body. That give you a new start, blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity's a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Detlef recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living high of vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Okay. You know what? Let's talk later. Maybe there's something you want to ask me? Something... Yeah.
Alright, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
It's a pretty good question.
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment. Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived entirely unmolested.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or, perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something...
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse, in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Intriguing.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
There we are. And that's Regis' full name. Quite the mouthful. That was a nice catch up with one of our eldest friends. And we have a location for this Spotted White's lair. And we've got to optional read the bestiary to learn more about Spotted Whites. We've probably got a few things in here we need to read about, including all of the Kikimores and whatnot, but we'll start off with the Whites, which I imagine would be under Necrophages. Yes, okay. Spotted Whites. The best defence against Spotted Whites, stay calm and leave them alone. Fragment of a treatise on Spotted Whites by Roderick Gilligan. Spotted Whites were a subspecies of white which the Witchers drove into extinction. They were larger than their unspotted kin and owed their names to the numerous blotches and effusions. Spotted Whites would most often dwell in derelict cemeteries and empty wildernesses, yet at times took to living in abandoned human domiciles. There they would indulge in their greatest passion, creating brews from their own emissions. When not disturbed, Spotted Whites would not act aggressively. If threatened, however, they became very dangerous indeed. In the colder months or when faced with an unseasonable chill, they would slip into a state of lethargy, making them easy targets. Even during their active periods, it is said that the Witchers found a surefire way of besting them, based around careful casting of the Yrden sign, or at least so claims Witcher lore. And we've got the standard Whites, and we ran into one of them not long back. They say the dead like quiet. I don't know about the dead, but Whites certainly do. Henrik von Grott. Though Whites are ghastly and threatening in appearance, one should not approach them with sword drawn or attack them unprovoked. Left alone, they present no serious danger to anyone and are far more interested in mixing noxious brews in cauldrons than in fighting. This species mainly lives around ancient burial sites, though they have also been spotted near more recently founded cemeteries and wherever mass graves can be found. Whites spend the winter months in a state of lethargy very similar to human sleep. They live strictly solitary lives. In fact, it is particularly unheard of for these creatures to appear in groups, yet when they fear their territory is threatened, and it is enough for one to step foot in a White's territory for it to feel threatened, Whites transform into dangerous foes and even abandon their solitary ways to summon other monsters to their aid. Yes, because one of the Whites summoned, let me find it, these fuckers, Barhests. Sun Sin, renounce foul deeds, and if evil threatens to overwhelm your will, ponder the fate of the outskirts of Vizima. Remember the hideous Barhests which scourge them and repent. Sermons for Feasts and Funerals by the Reverend Yeoman of Tretogor. Folk of simple or superstitious minds claim committing particularly rotten acts will bring down the wrath of the gods in the form of Barhests, phantom dogs which stalk the roads at night. Even if this were their origin, Barhest saints and sinners alike would need fear Barhests, for they attack both with equal ferocity. Witchers rarely believe in the gods, but they do accept that Barhests exist and are always connected with some sequence of tragic events that happened in the past. Their explanation, however, holds that Barhests result from a curse or a concentration of ill will. So, Moondust Spectre Oil, Axie and Yrden are their weaknesses. It's good to know. What else have we got? We'll leave some of these entries till a little bit later. Spriggans. Actually, I suppose, yeah, we've got Kikimores, didn't we? The Kikimore workers and the Kikimore warriors. Old folk came home all black and blue, claiming Kikimors had attacked him in the woods. Who does he take me for? His mates worked him over because he'd cheated at Gwent. If it had been Kikimors, he'd be dead, and I'd have peace at last. Lavinia, wife of Beauclair innkeeper. Kikimors form colonies, making them similar to communal insects such as ants. A Kikimor colony is ruled by a queen and organised into something of a social hierarchy. Kikimor workers take care of hunting food and bringing it back to the nest, while Kikimor warriors defend the nest against attackers. A worker on its own can be easily killed, even by a weak person or child. It is rare indeed, however, to come across an isolated individual. The Kikimor workers usually move in groups of a few to a dozen or so members. The only defence against a swarm of Kikimors available to a normal person is to flee, and not even that is guaranteed to work. And then Kikimor warriors. Then the Kikimor princess summoned all her loyal sisters and off they went. Together they charged the enemy, trying to harm their queen, the Kikimor princess and the mountain giants, Cornelius Briggs. It is unknown how exactly it is Kikimors communicate with each other. Autopsies are hampered by the high toxicity of their subjects. Scholars have established Kikimors do not seem to possess any detectable oracles. One amateur researcher, Count de Salvares, put forth a theory that in his treatise, A Microscope Among Monsters, suggests Kikimors have a highly developed sense of smell and use airborne particles undetectable to humans to transmit information. This theory has yet to be proved or disproved. Insectoid, white honey, and Igni. Igni was a given. So that's updated our quest. So now we've just got to search for the White Slayer. Let's have a look, see. It's not actually that far away. Might be something we can sort of head towards. There's more Manticore gear over here and Wolven gear as well. But I did say I was going to head towards this village, so we've got a notice board, hopefully a couple of quests, we've got 2 games of Gwent, and then probably, once we've read the notice board, that should open up a few interest points on our way here, because really, by the looks of things, we want to follow, sort of, we'd come out of here, these two look like the main road, so I'll probably head up here, this way. This looks like quite a big manor. Whether, I don't know if that's related to a quest, and then obviously we've got the White's Lair on the southeastern side of Tucson. Okay then, let's leave this place and head southward and see what is in store at this little village for us. We've got a lot more backstory for some of the monsters. Like I say, Barhes were an absolute bane of existence in The Witcher 1. I absolutely hated them. They were a constant annoyance, and obviously they mentioned with Vizima being where they were found commonly. There's an overturned cart up ahead on the road. There doesn't seem to be anything here. And none of this has been looted. This looks like it's been completely pillaged. Vineyard infestation here. In Regis.
How long are you gonna make me wait?
Right. KKK, insectoid oil, and Gloriol. Ow. Interrupt my world, bitch. Oh, somebody here. There's a lady. Oh, there's quite a few people here. Why is they brave? Hanging around near all these intriguers. Brave or foolish, whichever one you want to choose then. That's a red. Cool. How much it? Oh, okay, so about just shy of 2/3 experience through this level. Oh, what was that? Thought I heard something jump up then. Okay then. Okay. Right.
Gotta blow this up if I want to get rid of the Endrigas.
Yep. So is this like a 2-in-1? There's a body there. Bombs away. Drag a heart, skull, lesser glyph of infusion. Handy. Thierry Pyre's journal. It's going to lead to some treasure of some sort. Part of her journal, only latest entries legible, remaining pages stuck together with dried blood. Lovely. I cursed every day I had to grovel and toil for Count Crespi. Now I curse every day I cannot serve him. Now I know why he was so harsh, so domineering, so quick to anger. One cannot remain calm and good-natured when so many troubles crop up every day in one vineyard. Now I, as steward of Belgard, must deal with each of them. The geologist the Count hired before his tragic death has disappeared. With him went the hefty sack of crowns we sent him and the study we had hired him to complete. Tillyfield is infested with giant centipedes, and a breathless page just ran up to inform me something's attacked the northern vines. Enough writing, I'm off to see what all the panic's about. Oh dear. Oh, supervisor here. I'd be quite careful.
Thank you.
Can you give me something? No.
Thank you.
I take payment in crowns, or, well, I take payment in anything really, because I can then sell it. Okay, these are all along the road, by the looks of things. Ah, they're bothering the deer, that's why. Caraberta Woods. Alright, let's just get rid of this annoyance. Come on. I don't care about losing health against wolves. I've lost. You know what I'm like. Oh god, there's a lot. You're not going to kill me, because now that I'm done, I'm just going to use that. Because I'm going to use... which decoction is it? Cockatrice, I think, yeah. It's going to give me an additional charge of everything. I don't use that enough. Okay, no, I don't need my silver. Wolf liver, raw meat. Come on, give me hide. Sell nicely, goddamn. Hide are the only main things that are worth fighting wolves for, because they sell for a decent amount to innkeeps. Looks like this is the village up ahead. I can just see one of the tops of its buildings. Like I say, hopefully there's a couple of quests here. We are going to make our way to the White's Lair, but I imagine there should be one or two quests on our way there.
You spread some nastiness to me.
You better not be being mean to that dog. So I'm not practicing there. I'd be careful firing into those woods. You might hit somebody on the damn road. I just came up from there. Right, this must be this chap's home, so for that insolence, I'm going to rob him blind. 2 florins. Awesome. So worth it. What's that? It's a letter of some sort, it seems, a drawing. I was going to thought it'd be some Gwen cards, not that lucky.
Have you heard? No half-breed attacked Fox Hollow. Folks say not a soul survived. I don't give a fig one way or the other.
Who?
Good day.
What a specimen. He scared the fright out of me.
Oh, you're not talking about me, although I am a menacing
Are the
person.
rumors true? Are there elfin ruins somewhere in the woods?
I doubt it myself. But the wife, she went berry picking once. Came back to say she'd seen walls midst the trees.
And
The
did she
north
not go back to
Did you
Tell
hear?
me
See,
barbaric
some
land.
stranger from the north
To be
won the
had?
tournament. No, they say he's a
I told
rich
her.
man. There might be treasure. There might not be.
I heard.
Monsters, though. They'd be for certain. Best not venture close.
Probably best. Now, he said Fox Hollow. Where is Fox Hollow? Oh, come on, notice board. Don't fail me. Okay, Francois de Valle, I challenge you. You syphilitic scrawler of spurious slander, I've read your lampoon of my rhyme scheme theory and challenge you to a literary duel. If you have any shred of dignity and courage about you, come to the next soirée in Lady Oriana's residence with 3 poems prepared. We will recite in turns and then subject ourselves to the judgment of the literary men and women present, not respectfully, as you deserve no respect, and no signature, as you will know very well who wrote this message. Players of one and only true Gwent wanted. Okay. That cocksucking Count Monier insists on fucking up Gwent, so I've decided to say fuck him and organise a tournament of my own. I canna promise you all of Monier's finery, but I ain't as rich as that bastard. You can be damn sure, however, that unlike Monier's, we'll play the one and only true Gwent, with no shitty Skellige faction. Yaki Riffiberg. Here we go. Contract for a Witcher's caravan escort. To a Witcher or Witchers, the Beauclair Coopers Guild is seeking an individual or individuals willing to escort a merchant convoy through an area threatened by the Great White Terror. More information can be obtained from Gaston Legaff at the merchant's camp in the forest to the north of Coronata Vineyard. Mogrim Pullian, Under Secretary for Threats and Risk Management, Beauclair Coopers Guild. We picked that up already, I'm too sure. I've seen ghosts. I'm looking for someone who, like me, have encountered a strange presence in the Caroberta woods. I would like to discuss what we have experienced. Dagobert. Looking for a damsel in distress? I am a novice knight errant and like to gain renown from a heroic deed, so if you know of a damsel in distress, let me know. I prefer one imprisoned in a tower by a giant, and I'd like her to be no older than myself, that is to say, 20 summers. Oh, and she must be as slender as a reed. Hercule de la Massue. Hortense Vineyard closed until further notice. During an attack by hideous creatures resembling overgrown insects, the owner of the Hortense Vineyard sustained serious injuries. As the threat is still present, Hortense Vineyard will be closed until further notice. Our sincere apologies. Well, I think we might have dealt with that problem already, so we're okay. And I think we've fairly certain I picked up that caravan escort quest already. Mutual of Beauclair's Wild Kingdom.
To work as they take to dancing drink.
Let's see how our map looks. Here we go, yeah. And over here, so the whole south has opened up to me now. And we'll speak to the innkeep. And you know what that's going to lead to. There doesn't seem to be any quests of note in this little village, so I don't really have a choice to entertain myself for the time being.
Welcome to my humble establishment. What land do you hail from?
Been on the road so long, don't know how to answer that. Let's just say I'm from the north.
Ah, is it true what they say? About the war, death, destruction all about?
Exaggerated. Not by much, though.
Oh, forgive my asking, but I family in Edern, see? So I'm curious. But please, do tell me what I can do for you.
Family in Edern, huh?
Mentioned you have a family in Eddern. Whereabout, if you don't mind my asking?
in Vengerberg? You've been there, perhaps?
Yeah, number of times. It's the hometown of my... of someone very dear to me. At any rate, pretty town, Vengerberg. Also didn't suffer too much during the invasion, from what I know.
Oh, that is a relief to hear. A weight off my shoulders, I tell you.
Yes, well, speaking of this last, wasn't it?
Show me what you're selling.
Yeah, let's see. Hey, finally, right, so we've got Mandarin, okay. Tell you what, I'm just going to buy all three of them. Just make sure I was on the right thing then. Mandarin code. And I'll buy all of them as well. It's a lot of crowns I've just spent on that, but it's hard to get hold of that alcohol at the moment. Let's see if we can sell any of our crap to her. Should be able to. I should have a lot of it. Here we are, yeah. Dull meteorite. Rope ladder. Fishing nets, they're the usual. It's everything that costs silver bread now. I should be able to dismantle that. Axe head. Rusty hammerhead. It's crazy how weighty all this shit is. It makes you laugh sometimes. You look at it. Silver. Right, I tell you what, I should be able to dismantle the rest of this, unless I've got too many... No, I don't. Gwent time.
You play much Gwent? Up for a quick match, maybe?
Here we go. I could probably actually put a Skellige together if I really wanted to, but I would get hammered with what I actually have. Let's use a monster deck for a change. Oh, I might be out of practice. Oh, wait a minute, the Skellige Storm can be used in any deck. Tell you what, no, I'll, since I know this, actually I suppose Skellige Storm can be used in this one as well. Wait a minute, so I might pull that in. We'll leave it for now. Nice to hear that she had family in Vengerberg, though. 1, 2, 3. Right, we've got one spy. Oh god, no. What are you? Okay. I'd like something better, really. I don't really want to swap Triss there. I'm going to swap the cow again. Right, that's okay. Got plenty of revives, we just lack spies. My hero ability, yeah, I was going to say they're both disabled, it's about the same. She's going to give me a stern challenge, isn't she? I've just got that feeling. Yeah, buff them. That's fine. I'm hoping that she uses a decoy on that. Now, I've got a lot of revives, so I can use my black infantry archer with no worry of bringing it back. Aha! Good. Right, you've got your own. Manifold hero. Awesome. Oh, we've got Vatier as well. You got a better hand than I did, I'll tell you that. So I'm going to probably be likely giving her this first round here. Dependent. My god. She is whooping my hide at the moment with spies. Ah, that's silly. Yeah, that was a bit silly. I'm relieved that this is crazy how many spies she's got, but at least I can revive this. Because if she's got revive, she's going to have a field day. Oh, thank God I just pulled that black. Here we go. Right, at least it means this is just going to be Spy Haven at the time, innit? I may as well just keep going with it. Letho and Mervran, I think that was. Maybe Geralt. Right. Now I can be a bit cheeky. Do that. Hopefully bit of Scorch. Yep, good. That means I can actually revive him, but I'd rather not at this time being, because I might be able to take advantage of this here. T-Bow. I have a feeling this is going to be a very heavy first round. I'm just going to be a bit gutted if she has a Commander Horn to use on Emeliro, or a Dandelion of her own. Just keep in mind from any revives I've got. Just weighing up the option of whether or not it's worth passing. Probably not. Ah, good. Didn't expect that, I must say. In which case... I'm going to do this. Because at least it gets me that, and I still win the round. I'll grab the Yennefer then as well, and T-Bow of my own. So 11 each, and I've got 1 round. So how are we going to do this? Start off with Triss. Move on, okay. I'll waste you, Torrential Rain. That's fine. I was debating passing then because it'll make her lose a card. I just want to make sure she's got less... Damn it, 1! I want to make sure that she's got less points than I do. Tell you what, right, move on. That means she's got to play a 10 or higher. And she's played a 10! Fucking fantastic. Lethal. Means she's got to play another 10. Fucking hell! You are taking the mick now. It'll be that here, isn't it? It's gotta be. Yeah. Don't do much against my front line. Young Emissary, I think I'm just going to go with this. Surely I can revive you, for you to then revive you. Gives me an extra 1. Bitch. Right, I don't like you. I do, yeah, I'm joking, but you're losing now. Ciri and Geralt will... Shit, she's gonna revive Spy. That's fine though, she's putting it on my Emeliro. I'm a bit worried now, I must say. Doing that solely so I can get an 18. Then I need high numbers here. She's going to set another Spy. I might pass this here because I'm really worried. I'm really worried now. It's either go all out or see if she can catch me. Can I buff anything else here? I'm gonna pass. Oh god, this is really too risky. Revive, what's she got now? Another Spy. What gives me another 14? Shit. Okay, this is what we don't want. Oh no, she's catching me good. That's... oh my god. I'm so glad that... Oh my god, that's so close. 119 to 110. That round was mental. Ermion? Really? Oh, I see you. Oh, it's a hero card. What does he do? Triggers transformation of all berserkers on the same row. Get in my deck, Ermion. It's my first Skellige hero card.
Are the rumors true? Are there elfin ruins somewhere in the
I imagine there are elven ruins. You're having this discussion about 5 minutes ago. I'm wondering what that is on the hill, though. Got up here, we've got another merchant. This chap probably wants to play Gwent, I'd imagine. Or maybe it's this armourer. Speak to this armourer.
Eh? What's that?
Okay, it's him.
So long.
Now, nice meeting you.
Beatable bargain.
Tell you what I'm going to do.
Preferential financing from the Chanfanellis on every armor
Just
put.
gonna get away from the chit chat because there's a lot going on in this little town. Well, on this bridge. So we're gonna follow the road out of town. I'm gonna end the episode in a second. I'm gonna go back and play that armor smith at Gwent, probably that merchant as well if he actually does want to play. And we shall continue on the path towards the White's Lair in the next episode.
Wolves asleep amidst the trees.